welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix for the Platinum class here in TCR Season 9. I am Sinister Al 43, and alongside me today is Ricciardo TTV. How are you, man?
I'm excellent, man. I'm super psyched to be watching this top division compete. We had a race yesterday. It was very exciting. Today, I don't really know much about these drivers, but I can see some of the time trials, and man, some of these times are just ridiculous. So I'm expecting close racing. It is a track where alternate strategies can work, but generally it's a soft and medium strategy. Should be hard but fair racing, and yeah, with qualifying starting up, track position quite key around here. So yeah, looking forward to it. Oh, and I think something's gone on here. I think the lobby's been set up wrong. Nope, here we go. It's changed.
All right, okay, we're good. We almost had some
Lap three.
flashbacks from Bahrain there, and we did not want that to happen. So we're here for qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix. Some storylines heading in towards this session is there is a driver who's been promoted up to the premier class from golden class, and that is Kyochin. He was just he was dominating the golden class, so the league leaders, they went ahead and put him into the premier class. So, what is your expectations of this platinum class rookie?
Well, I think given the current conditions, I think it's looking like a clear qualifying. So I'm expecting high 27s, maybe a 27.8 getting pole position. I know Dougie's very capable of a time such like that. I don't actually mind the medium to soft strategy. It paid off for me last night. I think the safety car did help, but yeah, I think the soft to the medium is the way to go around here. Um, yeah, just getting a clean lap early on, getting a banker in, and then pushing towards the second and third run. Really.
For sure, yeah. So we are looking live here at the man who crossed the line at first at China, but was demoted a few places because of a penalty. We're looking at Gigio Barisi in the McLaren. He is the first car on track, and he would be the first car to start his flying lap. Another some more storylines heading into this race is, well, I don't really know of any great storylines now. Do you have any, or are we just?
Well, I mean, it's a track where I did a league race 2 weeks ago around here, and normally with qualifying it's all about track elevation, and it actually went the other way, and where the tyre went away from the qualifying. So getting out there early, getting that racing line, getting it planted, feeling where the grip is, absolutely necessary because of course track is at its optimal at the end usually, but it is Japan. It does rain around here, so if there is rain, we're going to know about it because maybe we're going to see some slower times, maybe in the 128s, late 28s, but people running on the softs now tends to suggest to me that it's going to be a dry race.
Yeah, for sure. So looking at Gigio Breezy here, coming through the second sector, hairpin now. He's looking pretty quick. He hasn't made a huge error yet. He caught a little bit of grass there, but that should not affect him too much. Heading towards Spoon now, I believe. Just clipping the apex, using as much track as possible. Out to the outside curb, flat out towards 130R. Should be a good banker lap here from Gigio Breezy.
Yeah, let's gonna have a look at where Breezy is in the championship standings. Actually, it's a name that I recognise. Where we got results. So Breezy, he is fourth in the championship, quite a bit behind Irol, who's in third. So, I mean, a 28-2. That's a very respectable first
That
lap.
is a
Very
that
respectable.
is a very good first lap there from Gigio Breezy and Dothal Hoist. Or Doth. Let's call him Doth for now. Goes P2 with a with he's about a second, .4 back on the medium tires. Coming across the line now. Looks like it's the Ferrari of HVAC Toaster on the soft tires. He's 1.2 off, and then coming across the line now is iRoll. He moves up to P2, and he's only 0.6 off. Next car.
Yeah, I roll with the 28.8. It's a decent banker, but it's a time that can be beat on the medium as well. So he's left himself the option of the alternate strategy.
And Dougie Falcons has gone pole by 0.06 of a second. Very, very close. Or pole position here. Sorry to cut you off there.
Okay, man. K-Ocean, new guy in Tier 1, or the top tier. P3, it's a decent lap. It's got him track position right now, but yeah, for sure he can do better than that, and I'm sure he will. C3's banging in at 27.8, and that was exactly the time that I expected that these guys to be around. So that's a flying lap at this point of the qualifying. Only 6 minutes in.
That is quite the lap there from Mr. Freeze himself. He had a pretty bad race from China. He made a pretty abysmal strategy call, and that led him to a P10 finish. So he is looking for redemption here at Japan, as he is clearly showing that as he goes to pole position by 0.4 of a second over his fierce championship rival in Dougie Falcons. The only two drivers who have not set a lap yet are Sequit and Professional, and Professional is heading towards a 130R now. I'm not sure if this is a flyer or if this is a banker. Based on the times, I do believe this may be a flyer. Heading through the last chicane now.
But luckily it is ERS. He's got no ERS for the final stretch. And this can cost you time, and this can cost you track position. So if he manages his ERS better through the lap, there's definitely a few temps there.
Yeah, for 100%. Sure. That's about 1.5 off of Seafreeze. So now Sequit, the only driver to not set a lap yet. He's just now starting his flyer lap. But we're going to head back to the top of the table now. And look at Kyojin. He's going to cross the line. That was his out lap. So now Kyojin starts his flying lap now, heading through the very fast and very wide turn 1, heading through the S's now. Got to be careful with the S's. You can't push too hard or else you're spinning right into the tire barrier.
Yeah, just on board with C, who's coming through Spoon Corner, looking very neat and tidy. Gets a good exit down, heading up to 130R, flat out, 7th gear up into 8th, taking it full throttle, and heavy braking zone, coming into the Casio Triangle. Brake at the 70-meter board. He's missed his apex on entry, slow on the exit. Probably going to cost himself around half a second there.
Yeah, a few costly mistakes there towards the tail end of the lap there for Sequit. I'm sure he's just hitting himself about that. He was looking very, very strong there on that lap, but just a few mistakes on the final few corners will cost you about a half a second here.
Yeah, absolutely. His sector 2 was great. It looked smooth. It looked clean. The last 2 corners can make or break this lap. Because it's just got to be so quick and so nifty that everything has to be lined up, and he just didn't do it. But he still he still got P4, he still got a decent time, and there's time on the board. So yes, it wasn't the best of laps in the end, but it's still a decent enough lap.
For sure, all the front runners seem to be in the pits now. Gijo Breezy, don't think he's gonna send another flyer here.
I think Fatal's lining up another lap here on the medium tire. He's done a 129.2 so far, but he's in 0 ERS mode. And I quite like this strategy that he's doing, because what he's doing is basically saving himself a couple of sets of stops. And as we've seen last night and the night previous, he's actually bailing into the pit. There is safety cars here, so he does give himself that option of jumping onto a fresh set of softs at any time.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Fatal has now dived down to the pits. He's not going to try for another lap on the medium tires. So looking back to the field now, Gijo Breezy, I believe, is going is on a flyer now. He's looking quick through Spoon Corner now, heading towards the Sector 2 split line. Let's see if he's up or down. We're about to find out. Is it good enough for P1 maybe? He's a tenth faster than his fastest lap. If he could somehow find 3/10 of a second through the final corner, he might have
nice
pole
entry.
here.
He got a brilliant entry, but a terrible exit.
Pretty bad exit there, coming across the line.
It's still
enough for pole position for Joe Breezy. What a lap from Joe.
Wow, I'm really surprised because it didn't look the best of exits, and maybe that's just a case of how bad his last lap was on it, but there's still time there for Breezy.
Yeah, the entry was phenomenally done, but the exit
it was delicious. It was delicious.
Delicious. That's a fantastic term to use there. But his exit was quite abysmal, if we're being completely honest. So looking through the field here, looks like Doth maybe on a flyer here. Down in P6, he's looking for about 0.8 of a second if he wants a chance for pole position glory. Everyone has opted for the soft to medium strategy now, as Fatal is attempting to head out on the soft tires. It looks like Dougie Falcons is just now starting his flyer. We'll see if Dougie Falcons can pull anything out of that Red Bull and put himself to P1. We know he's got the pace for it. He won in Bahrain, an absolute barn burner of a Grand Prix. So we'll see what Dougie Falcons can do here.
King of the 5-lappers is Dougie.
King of the 5-lappers, Dougie. A little bit loose there on the exit of the hairpin, but heading towards Spoon now. Maybe he didn't lose too much time. We'll find out here in just a few more corners as he crosses the Sector 2 split line. Heading through Spoon, and he spins it in the middle of Spoon. That's going to be the end of his flyer there.
Yep. C-Freeze is on a lap. He is up in Sector 1. He's half a tenth up, which at the minute would put him literally neck and neck with with Breezy.
It's gonna be close.
It's all about these next sector.
It's gonna be close. C-Freeze heading down to 130R, coming across the split line now. Is he up? Is he down? What's it looking like? He's about a tenth. He's a tenth up, heading towards the final little chicane now, braking at around 70 meters.
Neat.
Looking good, coming across the line. Isn't it enough?
He's got it.
Isn't it enough? And he's done it. He has done it. He's 900ths faster than Joe Breezy with a 27.6. C-Freeze moves to pole position. As all this was happening, Xanamar sets a pretty respectable lap and puts himself to P3.
Yeah, this is really odd. But what I'm beginning to see is the top maybe 3 or 4, and then there's like the midfield battle. I mean, look at from P5 to P7. There's less than a tenth between them. Then you've got another couple of tenths between the next 5 people. So I think at the minute we're looking at the top 4 maybe getting a breakaway, but then it could be really, really intense.
Indeed, it could. And Kyochin has moved his way up to P5, as he was down in something like P11, I believe. So he set a very good lap there to put himself in the P5. That's a fantastic debut for the Golden Class driver. I'm sure he is very happy about his P5 at the moment.
On board with Seawit as he's coming into Casio Triangle. He's got no ERS, and I just think these guys need to manage it so much better. Oh, he spun it in the... Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, how? He was bailing out.
So what's
He missed the entry.
There?
He's gone over the bump and it's kicked him wide. Oh my god, it's an absolute disaster.
I think what he wanted to do there is he saw as he was a few tenths down, and he wanted to dive in at the very last second, but it was just too late as he just buries it into the barrier.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the time that is left on, he probably wouldn't have got another lap in, and if he was not improving by enough, absolutely, there's no reason why he wouldn't have done that, but he was very, very lucky to not retire there.
Yeah, for sure. Kyochin, I do believe, is going to head into the pits this lap, but he's on his end lap because he's at a 129 and he's just coming through the chicane. So, yes, he will be pitting. I assume we're going to see one more lap from our front runners as Joe Breezy heads out for his out lap. He's about to try and
Talon
start.
Guy is on a flyer. Coming up to 130 out, sector
Talon
3.
Guy, 4/10 up. I take that back.
He's 8 tenths up. Oh my god.
8/10
He's
up
on
on his fastest lap, heading towards the final chicane now. Good entry, pretty good exit.
Nice. Very nice.
He should improve a lot here, coming across the line.
This could be third.
It's P3 for Talon Guy with a 120. I missed the specific lap time, but a 128 something or other.
128.163 puts him third, and that was a very, very nice chicane there, and I think that's probably what got him P3.
Fantastic lap there from Talon Guy. But it looks like that Seafreeze and Joe Breezy may be in the class of their own.
Yeah, I mean, Talon Guy won't get another lap in now unless he's staying out and then doing another run, but I honestly don't think he should. I think he should preserve that tyre. And, yeah, I mean, top 5, I mean, Seafreeze has absolutely knocked one out of the park there. I don't even think Seafreeze will come out again.
Yeah, me either. That's a fantastic.
I don't see why. I don't see why you would, because only Joe Breezy looks like he's got the pace at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. So coming out of the S section now, Joe Breezy using as much track as possible, trying to maximize each and every single corner. Nice entry, good exit. Heading towards the slow third gear right-hander. Heading towards the hairpin now. Want to shift down all the way to second or third gear here. Riding the apex all the way through, putting the tires just clipping the apex. Heading towards Spoon Corner now. Will he be up or will he be down? Heading towards the Sector 2 split line.
Well, his Sector 2 was phenomenal on his last run. He was up in Sector 1, and Sector 2 looks neat and tidy. And of course, there is time at the chicane, so are you expecting him to beat this time?
Oh, wow. 3/10 up.
Get that man a drug test. He is flying.
3/10 up. Joe Breezy.
Oh my god. He's not invalidated. This is going to be flying. Oh, he's nailed it.
What a lap from Joe Breezy. Wow. It's a 27.3. That puts him on pole position by 3/10 of a second. Does anyone else have anything for him? All the front runners on their hot lap.
That was something else. I mean, part of me says, how did he not invalidate at the chicane? But it must have been just perfect because he gained 2/10 in that last sector.
Just perfect. Just perfect. That's a perfect term to describe that fantastic lap from Joe Breezy. Seafreeze now is going to come across the line here in just a few short seconds to start his hot lap, and then we'll see what the rest.
I think Seafreeze needs to back out, otherwise he's going to get dirty air and in first sector.
Yeah, he seems to be slowing down now. Heading to the chicane, he's fixing to turn up the car and just go flat on the power. Here comes Seafreeze to start his hot lap now.
Time to put in the qualifying lap of his life.
Of his life, indeed. Heading through the fast and wide turn 1, looking neat and tidy. Maybe Mike could have used a little bit more track there, but he probably knows more about this than I do. Heading through the S section now. Looking neat and tidy so far. Hasn't made a mistake yet, and he's made a mistake there.
He's gone wide there.
He's made a mistake there. And this lap very well. Yes, this lap is already ruined unless he finds 4/10 or so through the second and third sector, which, if I'm being completely honest, I do not see happening. So we're gonna go on board here with Dougie Falcons, who's on a flyer. He's heading towards Spoon Corner. I'm not sure if he's up or if he's down. We're about to find out. Just clipping the apex. Using as much track as possible. Heading towards the split line now. Is it enough for Dougie? Is he up? Is he down? We're about to find out. He comes across the line. He's just a few hundredths up. Just a few. I don't know if that's going to be enough for P4 or not.
At the minute, no, but you might get a better exit here. It's neat on entry, neat on exit. Get the traction down, power down. Takes the shortest route to the line, and it is. He
It's
doesn't
not
improve.
enough. It's not enough. It's not
Not
enough.
in position anyway. Yeah, he improved on his time, but not on track position. I'm actually surprised that he didn't improve there.
Dougie Falcon stays P5, and for the front runners, that's going to be the end of qualifying. Yes, that is the end of qualifying as everyone's in the pits or has taken the checkered flag. Joe Breezy is your pole sitter here in Japan. P2 belongs to Seafreeze 22. P3, Talon 91 guy. P4, Xandermar. P5, Dougie Falcons 97. P6 is Fatal. P7, Iroll. P8, Doth. And P9, I believe, was Professional. What a lap from Joe Breezy. Okay, so after a very eventful qualifying session, what are your takeaways?
Well, I mean, I just have to applaud Breezy's lap. I said after a second run that there was time there to gain, and my God, he nailed it. I mean, he clearly a guy who really wanted that track position. C3's again, with a very, very good lap with a 27.6. He's going to be going maybe for the undercut. Don't forget, safety cars is a thing around here. So don't, the guys who are 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and further on, they can play a part in this. I'm expecting
In,
Dougie to be very aggressive though early on. I think moves have to be made. This
Indeed, they
should be
can.
a great race.
And it is cloudy here in Japan. I'm
Oh.
not sure if rain is in the forecast or not, but if we see rain later in the race, that could throw a huge wrench into things. So, as the cars line up on the grid and make their final preparations to their cars and setups, what is your prediction for the podium?
I'm gonna have to stick with. I'm gonna have to go with Breezy and Seafreeze because I think they've got the clear one lap pace. I know this is obviously a marathon and not a sprint, but I'm gonna go for them, and I'm gonna chuck in Iroll. Where I don't know where he qualified, maybe fourth. Um, I'm gonna go for Iroll. I just think he's got the consistency to get involved.
Right, so for me, in P1, I'm going to say Joe Breezy. He showed incredible pace in qualifying. I don't know if anyone can challenge him except for Seafreeze. P2, I'm going to go for an interesting one here in P2. I'm going to say that Dougie Falcons, with the insane race pace he has, is going to work his way up to P2. And then we're going to have Seafreeze rounding out the podium.
That is interesting. I mean, Dougie's got to make some moves if that's going to happen. Maybe some luck with some virtual safety cars. It does look very dark here on track. Is there going to be some surprising light rain very soon? Because it's got that kind of mood in the air, that feel. And yeah, I'm thinking there may be some rain.
If I'm being honest, I really hope that there's some rain that's going to add in just that much more action to this. Because as if a TCR needs any more action, the rain would sure give us some more action. Heading to the formation lap now, it's Joe Breezy pacing the field through the flowing corners of the Suzuka International Circuit. Question in the chat: who is commentating? The commentary booth consists of me, Israel 43, alongside Icciardo TTV. We are your commentators for tonight's action.
Yeah, just looking at the starting grid. KO Chin, last night's winner, last night's pole sitter, down in P10, showing the significant standard upgrade that he's gone into. So this is the perfect tier for him because it's better to be, like a small fish in a big pond rather than a big fish in a small pond. So this is absolutely the tier where he will learn, the most. But he is in the worst position because he is on used softs and he has got 9 other cars in front of him. everyone behind him has gone on the medium compound, so fresh mediums. So if there is going to be some rain later on, it brings these medium runners straight into the race automatically, provided they don't lose enough time to the front runners.
For sure, for sure. Joe Breezy now leading the field to their grid slots. We're just moments away from lights out here for the TCR Season 9 Platinum Class Grand Prix here from Suzuka. As the back markers, well, I don't want to say back markers, but the last few qualifiers are working their way towards the grid, and we're ready to go racing here as we wait for the lights to come on. I still don't have it on my screen. Lights are coming on screen now. 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are racing from Suzuka. It looks like a fantastic start from Joe Breezy, but it looks like an even better one from Dougie Falcons. Dougie Falcons is going to go for 3rd place here on the inside of Talon Guy. Can Dougie Falcons make the move stick for P3? Yes, he can. Dougie Falcons already into P3, and Joe Breezy is skipping away from the field already.
Yeah, Seawitt got a really good start. He jumped Toaster in 11th. He's now up to P11 himself. And he nearly just overtaken Hoist. He looks really good on these mediums, on these first few corners. He looks like he's really got the heat into that medium tyres. And right now, we've got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2.
Got yellow flags.
It looks
like
good.
a Mercedes has gone around. Be Good's gone around. He's stuck in the wall.
He's not going to retire. So
not going to retire. Back to the front of the field now. It's still Joe Breezy leading from Seafreeze, and it's Dougie Falcons who had an incredible start already up to P3, and then it's Talon Guy P4. As Dougie Falcons goes a little.
Oh my God! The Ferrari and the Red Bull are side by side through Spoon Corner. Toaster tried to make a move on Seawitt, who was trying to make a move on Hoist, and basically just got squeezed out. And it's all fair, but yeah. No change here in midfield.
Man, it's fantastic, some fantastic racing already here in the TCR Platinum Class. It looks like that the Ferrari is going to try and look around the outside there into the entry of the chicane, but that's not going to work for him. Heading towards the pit straight now. Joe Breezy, still your leader of this race. He leads from Seafreeze, and Dougie Falcons and Xandermar.
Bergie looked like he had to run on Minty there, but Minty covers it off very nicely. Going into turn 1.
We'll look to the middle of the pack now. See if we can pick up some interesting battles for the viewers at home. Looks like that I-Roll is in a pretty good battle here for P7. It looks like that Kyochin might look for a move here for P7. Goes a little wide.
Oh my God, the Ferrari is absolutely all over Seawitt.
This is absolutely incredible stuff for the final points paying position. 3-car battle here. And yes, you're right, that Ferrari is not going away from Sequit.
And it looks like it's just one big train. It looks like Xandermar is causing an absolute trolley train here.
Yeah, not a whole lot of passing that's going on yet, but this race is still far from boring. As HVAC Toaster gets a little bit of grass on the exit of Spoon Corner. Heading back towards the pointy end of the field now. Joe Breezy just leading from Seafreeze. Seafreeze might be able to make a move here into turn 1 if he stays close enough. He might have a good enough run on him as he sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix that time by. Seafreeze doesn't look for the move just yet, so we'll have to wait a few more corners before he tries to send one.
Yeah, it's actually Dougie who's causing the train. He hasn't got the pace to keep up with the front two, so they're kind of, even though they're battling, they're kind of just getting away. And Dougie, all the way from 3rd and up to 14th, there must be only 6 seconds.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible. That's the very small margin from the final podium position all the way down to P14. As it looks like that we've got some interesting things happening in the back of the pack, and it looks like lots of cars off.
Toaster was off. Seawitt, yeah, the Ferrari of Toaster went wide, and Seawitt just said, "Thank you very much, I'll have that."
And contact there, and a bump and run move from HVAC Toaster. He looks to the outside of Sequit. Quite a disgusting move there from HVAC Toaster, but it's not over yet. Contact between the two of them. HVAC Toaster is going to clear the Red Bull, but I don't think that that's going to be the end of that, because I feel like the stewards will have something to say about the bump and run move that HVAC just put on Sequit.
Yeah, and Sequit touched the inside curve there, so that'll affect his run into the Sector 3, and I expect Nicky Minty to send this up the inside of Casino Triangle. Just send it up the inside. No, he's decided against it. Smart racing, but...
Back to the front end of the field now. Seafreeze has DRS. He's going to look to the outside of Gigio Breezy. Gigio Breezy has gone defensive. Is it enough? Gigio Breezy spins it!
Oh.
Gigio Breezy spun it around! And that's absolutely heartbreaking for the McLaren driver. He's done everything right so far.
It looked like racing incident to me.
I want to say that may have been, oh no, and he tried to get the car back going, and now he's got wing damage. He might have escaped him from that without wing damage, but now he's got wing damage in the front of that car.
No.
That's absolutely heartbreaking for G. Joe Breezy. So now
it looks, my first initial thought is racing incident. He tried to move and he came off worse.
Yeah, I'm not sure who is at fault there. It all happened a little bit too quick for me, so I couldn't really put a finger on who really caused that. But Seafreeze now leads the Grand Prix. Dougie Falcons down in P2. He's actually maintaining the gap now. So Dougie Falcons, if he closes just a few tenths, he will be in DRS, and he'll be right back into this race.
Oh man, I mean, Seafreeze tried to move up the around the outside. He had to run. Yeah, I just think it's an unfortunate racing incident, and Breezy came off worse. It could have quite easily been Seafreeze, and I think it's one for the stewards for sure. But first initial thought is racing incident.
Looking for P7 now is Kyochin all over the back end of Iro. Kyochin's going to the outside now in turn 1. Will he have enough to make the move stick? No, he will not. And it's a 3-car battle for P6 now.
Oh!
Ooh, a little bit of contact there between the Williams and McLaren. They're still door banging to the first S. This is incredible racing so far. And the McLaren goes wide. That's going to move Kyochin up to P7. 4-car battle here for P6. Incredible racing.
Yeah, the medium runner's not really making any inroads yet. You know, the highest is Toaster at P10. He's not a million miles away from some really good points here, but yeah, only a couple more laps and the soft runners will start be able to pit. And Seafreeze is looking in command and form here today. Now that Breezy's down there. Yeah,
Seafreeze now 2 seconds clear of Dougie Falcons. That's still very unfortunate for G. Joe Breezy. He did everything he had to do, but just got unlucky there in turn 1 and spun it. So he's all the way down at P14 now. But we've got a fantastic battle here for P6. Iroh is trying to defend from the debutee here in Kyochin. He's looking to the inside of the chicane. He's going for the dive bomb. No.
Oh, he's going to get a 5-second penalty for the 3 seconds.
He's got 3 seconds for going in a little bit too deep.
Well, he cut the corner basically, and that corner unfortunately is one of them game penalties.
To the inside now, Kyochin. Beautiful move there. Kyochin sees himself up to P6, but he's going to have to gap him a little bit if he wants to hold on to P6. Now, as we look for P4 here, it's Talon Guy. It's all over the back end of Zandermar. This is for the podium. What did you just say? For the final podium position. So Talon Guy might have a pretty good run on him heading onto the final straight, heading towards 130R. As he gets a 3-second time penalty now, because he just put too many tires over the curb. That's going to give him a time penalty, and that's probably going to ruin his race.
It's medium runners starting to spread out slightly. Cadbergi in 11th's got no one around him in front, so lonely race for Kev in terms of being aggressive. He's got people behind him who are trying to
Here
pass
comes
him.
Talon Guy around the outside of Zandermar, heading towards 130R. Does he have the balls to make this move stick? No, he's going to have to
No,
stay
he
back
backed
for
out.
a
He
while.
backed out because he wants a DRS down the straight.
Yeah, smart move there from Talon Guy, heading towards the pit straight now. He's going to have DRS for sure, and he should be able to make this move with no questions. When will he dive down to the inside? I don't think he's going to have the inside. He's going to have to look to the outside. Zandermark goes defensive. Talon Guy makes the move stick. No problem.
I think Zandamar did that on purpose as well because he's got 0 ERS. So obviously sector 1 you can save, sector 2 maybe a little bit, but DRS you just put it in 0, save a little bit, you know, and he should be back up there, trying to overtake again the next lap.
Yeah, for sure. Gap now from P1 of Seafreeze to Dougie Falcons is now 3.1 seconds. Seafreeze just seems to be the class of the field here today since Joe Breezy was spun around in that unfortunate incident with Freeze. So it looks like it might be a runaway here for Seafreeze.
Yeah, it could do. The only thing that Seafreeze has to be worried about is, one, maybe a safety car will put spanner out and works. 2, when he pits, he's got to find some clear air, because if he doesn't, that'll bring Dougie back into it because he'll lose time. But yeah, so far so good for Seafreeze. 4 seconds now the lead.
Absolutely incredible driving so far from Seafreeze. He hasn't made a wrong move yet, and probably then does not plan to make a wrong move as he continues to dominate this race.
Dougie pits.
Dougie Falcons diving into the pits.
That was close. He nearly sped into the pit lane.
Yeah, it was very close. He puts on the medium tires. He's going to head out. A routine stop there for the Red Bull Racing boys. Where will he join back on track?
He's coming out 12. He's coming out 12.
And yes, he will rejoin in P12 behind Nick Minty, the P11 driver.
Yeah, see, what he doesn't want now is a virtual safety car, because that will cancel out his advantage that he has on them fresh mediums over Seafreeze on the 7-lap-old softs. And I think Seafreeze will just... I think because he's got 4-second gap, I think he'll stay out another two laps and then a pit. So I'm expecting Seafreeze lap 10.
Yeah, sounds like a smart thing to do. Is the best battle on track so far is looks like there's a 3-car battle here for P6, the 2 Ferraris and then the Red Bull Sequit. Not a lot that's separating those 3 drivers at all. And through Spoon now, this could be a pretty good battle on the pit straight. If these drivers DRS on I-roll, we might see some 3-wide action going into turn 1, and that's guaranteed to not end well. So we hope we don't see that, but it would be quite interesting to watch. Heading to the chicane now. Talon Guy gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
No,
that's
no.
8 seconds of penalties.
It's such a shame, and it's such a race killer, you know, that 5-second penalty. But
to the inside now. HVAC Toaster has moved his way up to P5 on the inside of I-roll. Routine move there for HVAC.
So at the minute, Dougie is 25.2 seconds behind the leader. He's not really closing the gap, even though he's on the fresh tyre, so Seafreeze's doing a great job there up front.
Yeah, nothing changed up there in the front. Sequit seems to have some great pace on the medium tires now. He's right on the back end of I-roll. He might be able to make the move to the hairpin now. He sends it to the inside, a little bit of contact with the 2 of them. And both these drivers are not backing down. They're still side by side heading to Spoon Corner. This is guaranteed to not end well, but we'll see what happens. As looks like Sequit might keep the inside line, but no, he backs out of it. He's going to have to settle for P7, but he will have DRS heading onto the pit straight. So he's going to have to wait through 130R and through the chicane to make a move just yet.
Leader's pitting.
And
Seafreeze is in.
Seafreeze into the pit lane. heading towards the Toro Rosso guys. See if they can give him a
San
good,
Marin.
clean stop here. He's putting on the medium compound tires. Clean routine stop there for Toro Rosso. That's going to put Fatal into the lead of this Grand Prix, but he still has the pit. As Dougie Falcons now sets the fastest lap of the race on the medium tires.
A Minty's come out in front of Seafreeze, and that will not please Seafreeze at all. I mean, he is a few seconds ahead of Dougie, but Dougie, it's probably about the same as what it was when he went in.
Yeah, indeed it is. Okay, so Seafreeze, I do believe, will still be in a net pit 1, in a net P1 when it's all said and done. Just a few seconds ahead of Dougie Falcons, as Dougie Falcons had a much better outlap than him. So Dougie Falcons, he could be right back into this race because he seems to have some really good medium pace.
He needs Minty to stay in front of him for another lap, and I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either. But we'll just have to find out and see that there won't be blue flags for Minty since this is technically for position on the racetrack, but it should be a routine move for Seafreeze here heading towards 130R. He's gonna look to the outside,
Why is he going now? Why is he going now? He's gonna give him DRS. This is terrible from Seafreeze. He should have waited because what he would lose. But Minty's had a nightmare.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Seafreeze just got away with that one.
Indeed, he has. So I don't think Minty's going to be able to make the move here. But now Seafreeze going to have to try and really expand the gap over Nick Minty and Dougie Falcons. As that gap from Seafreeze to Dougie now about 3 seconds. And it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger as the race goes on. So in a technical position 1 at the moment, it is Kyochin who is leading his first laps as a TCR Platinum class driver, so that's a pretty big moment for him. But Seafreeze still your net leader of this race once it's all said and done.
Seafreeze on the back of Kev Berge now, and so far it looks like Seafreeze has come into traffic at the right point on track. Like, if this is sector 1, he's getting held up now because it's basically full throttle. This suits the fresh tyre down to the ground, and he gets a hell of a nice run out of Spoon Corner. And
he's gonna go to the outside of Berge now. Should be another routine move through 130R now for Seafreeze. Around the outside. Kev Berge's not going to let him have it, but he's just going to have to give it up as Seafreeze.
And Seafreeze with a better grip, better traction. Yellow flag. It's a McLaren.
It's a McLaren who spun it.
It's professional.
Professional is in the barrier. What's happened to Professional?
Well, I think what he's done, he's gone on the curb on the inside, and with them tires not being up to scratch on the heat, yeah, he's just been sent. Still 15 runners.
Yeah, no one has DNF'd yet. Not a lot of crazy stuff happening besides the incident with Seafreeze and G-Joe Breezy. That was obviously pretty intense to witness. But HVAC Toaster now the leader of this race. But once again, we all know this is not the net P1. That still belongs to Seafreeze. And he has about a 4 to 5 second gap over Dougie Falcons still.
Yeah, Dougie getting held up behind Minty. Should probably try and pass him.
I want to try and get him right here.
No, it's in the corner. It's just single file through here basically until you get to this straight.
Now he's going to get a good exit. And Dougie Falcons, does he go inside or high side? He's going to be forced to
he's going to have to back out. He's going to have to back out.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be forced to stay behind him through 130R. Heading through the chicane now. Dougie still can't get the move done.
Switch back. He's got the grip,
traffic
but
not
look at
playing.
Talon. Look at Talon. He's gonna have double slipstream.
And Talon is
He's
right
gonna.
on the back of this battle. Talon's going to look to the middle.
Oh!
And Talon is on the back end of Dougie Falcons. Where's Talon going to go? He's going to look to the inside.
Oh.
But it's not going to be enough as Talon's going to be right behind Dougie. That was almost a hell of a moment for those three drivers.
Talon looks like he's much more comfortable on these medium tires than Dougie right now. You can see Dougie looks like he's sliding through the corner a little bit, but
Yep.
DRS is very similar. Actually, it's absolutely identical. Yeah, and all the while this is helping Seafreeze.
Whoa, no, Talon guy! Talon goes wide.
He saved it. Oh, he saved it.
He has saved it. Indeed, he had. What a save from Talon. Got very, very loose on the exit.
Oh, that'll get removed. That'll get removed, I'm sure. Unless he gets one more one in, then that'll be.
He already does have 8 seconds worth of penalties, though. Already 8 seconds worth of penalties, so it's not looking too good for Talon guy here.
C3's going into 130. Yeah, he's going to pass C to it. And yeah, C3's again. Absolutely.
Oh! Heading to the chicane now. Sequence not playing nice.
I don't know why Seawit's fighting this. He's not. This isn't his race.
Indeed, it's not. But Sequit's going to try and get him back here. He's going to have DRS.
He's just costing himself race time.
To the inside, Sequit on Seafreeze. The Sequit have what it takes to make the move.
I mean, it's great. It's great. It's great for viewing and it's great for the race. But in terms of his own actual race, it's probably the wrong thing to do. But brilliant racing.
Yes, Sequit in P2 at the moment, but he's still going to have to pit unless he's banking on rain. Maybe these guys know something we don't. Maybe there is rain coming and Sequit trying to stretch out these medium tires as long as he can. And hopes that rain comes down.
It does look like the conditions are kind of staying the same.
Seafreeze now, a very angry Seafreeze, in fact. He's going to have to try again on Sequit through 130R.
Yeah, I imagine he just thought, he passed him and that's that. But this is the problem with overtaking up to 130R. You're always going to give the advantage to the car behind. Now, I think this time, what he should do is wait, save his DRS now, wait until the DRS and just say, yeah, that's it, that's the job done.
Yep, that's what he's going to do. Actually, he's going to go for a move into the chicane now around the outside.
Nah, switch back. He's going to get the switch back. There we go.
Going to get a better exit maybe than Sequit here. This should be a routine move for the defending Platinum Class champion. To the inside now, Seafreeze. It's going to be a routine. Sequit might just back out of it, and Seafreeze moves his way up to P2.
Yeah, good battling from C to it, and he's given us a bit of action on stream. He's had his, some good moments there. Dougie's just having a nightmare with Kev Berge. He's been behind him now for a few laps, and he just cannot get past him at this point.
Just can't seem to do it. So the gap now from Dougie to Seafreeze.
Oh! Red Bull's wide! See to it! He's gone.
And Sequit's spun it around, but he's
degging it too. He's gone off. He's gone too deep.
He spun it through the second deg. Now I'm not sure what has happened there. I didn't catch that on stream. Do you have any info of what exactly happened to Sequit there?
Oh, Dougie's gonna make a move inside the spoon corner.
Dougie's gonna try and make it work. Beautiful move there from Dougie Falcons in the spoon. Textbook move there from Dougie. So now, Dougie sets his eye on the net race leader of Seafreeze. Do you think he has what it takes to somehow close this monumental gap, or do you think it's Seafreeze's to lose?
Nah, this is like Seafreeze's to lose. Look at Kyogen going into the chicane. He's gonna have the switchback on Seafreeze, and I think he's really struggling on the mediums now. This is absolutely part and part. This is job done very easily.
Kyogen around the outside of Sequit, textbook move, as clean as you like. Kyogen moves his way up to P7.
Yeah, the medium runners who sat on, sorry, the guys who sat on the mediums, now is kind of their pit window, maybe lap 17, lap 18, on the soft. So any sort of safety car right now would absolutely neutralise the race.
Indeed, it would. And if a safety car came out now, that would be fantastic for HVAC Toaster if he's at the right place at the right time. If he's able to pit under the safety car conditions, that could put him in line for possibly a podium here.
Yeah, I mean, the field is very, very strung out, apart from maybe Zandamar to Fatal. So if there's going to be a crash, I expect it to be people who are battling, not people on their own.
Looking back towards the battles now for P7.
Fatal's got a good run on C-Twit.
And Fatal's going to look to the outside of Sequit.
Oh, nice.
A daring move
beautiful
from the daring Dominican of Fatal.
That was beautiful.
Fantastic move from Fatal. And Sequit dives down to the pits. Probably some wing damage. Surprise, smart thing to do with the Red Bull team. Talon Guy looked like he wanted to try for a move on Zandermar there, but he thought better about it and decided to hang back for a few more corners. Gap now from C-Freeze to Dougie Falcons is just under 4 seconds. The gap was originally 3.5 seconds. That gap's gone up by 4/10. It's as the laps and laps count down, it's looking like it's C-Freeze's to lose.
Yeah, and he's also got fresher tyre, so you'd have to say that isn't going to be a factor either. At the minute, it's C-Freeze's to lose. Dougie, to be fair, from P5 to net P2 at the minute, I think that's a good result right there.
Yeah, for sure. There's still a few people out on track that have not pit yet. That includes the Mercedes of Kev Berge and HVAC Toaster, I do believe. So if we look at the detail, stops.
So look at Zandamar.
Yes.
Zandamar, Talon, and look who's there, Kyochin, on the freshest set of mediums, and this is for P3 right now.
This is in fact for P3 on the racetrack. This is going to be a fantastic battle. HVAC finally pits, hands the lead over to C-Freeze. Now Talon Guy gonna have a run on Zandermar. He's gonna look around the outside. Does he have what it takes to make the move? No, he's gonna have to hang back for a few more corners and through the S section. This is letting Kyochin catch back up to this battle. Kyochin, the Platinum class debutee, could be on for a podium here.
Yeah, Talon's got a month of penalties. And Zandamar hasn't got one warning. So right now, it is 1, 2, 3 as it is, as you see.
Yeah, so if I do believe Kyochin has 3 seconds worth of penalties, so he's going to have to pass both of these guys and then gap Zandermar by 3 seconds if he wants to hold on to P3 in this race, but I just don't think he's going to have what it takes. Just trying to look for some good battles here. And yeah, I think we found one. Talon Guy is going to have a run on Zandermar here. This doesn't really matter because as you said, he has a month's worth of penalties. But might look for a switchback here through the chicane. Does he make it stick? No, and it's a 5-second time penalty for Kyochin. And that's going to ruin both Talon and Kyochin's race. So Zandermar should be able to hold on to P3 regardless of what Talon does. But around the outside now, Talon makes the move stick. And there's contact between P4 and P5 of Zandermar and Kyochin. Kyochin's forced a little bit wide, and he's going to get a 3-second time penalty again, but that wasn't his fault.
Well, you say it wasn't his fault, but at the end of the day, he's thrown an ambitious move. I think Zandamar was well entitled to defend his position there. I don't know. It could be removed, but I also think he did put himself in that position.
They will leave it up to the stewards, but then again, I don't think it's really going to matter that much since he already does have 8 seconds worth of penalties. So Talon Guy wants to now try and gap the P4 driver of Zandermar if he wants to hang on to P3, but he's going to have to pull a monumental gap here if he wants a chance to hold on to this spot.
I mean, the guy that I'm looking at for a podium is in fact Toaster. Because he's only 3.5 seconds behind all this.
Now side by side now for P4, Kyochin and Zandermar through the chicane. They're still side by side. Neither driver's giving up, but Kyochin's going to make the move stick, and Zandermar gets a little loose, and he's down to P5. You know, I said something about how Talon is going to have to pull an 8-second gap here to keep P3. After that, that doesn't seem too unlikely.
Yeah, it definitely looks like these guys have the paces on them, but like, well, they've got 7 laps to gain 8 seconds. I mean, that's quite an ask.
That is quite the ask. So you said that the man to watch out for podium is HVAC Toaster. He's currently on the back end of the second Williams, a fatal 302. I don't think that any of these guys have penalties. I think this is just an absolute brawl here with no gimmicks at all.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get past this lap, Toaster. He's sending it
To the inside, HVAC Toaster. Does he make the move stick? Still on the inside. He ain't giving up yet. Not giving up yet.
Yeah, it kind of looked half-hearted, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Heading towards Spoon now. Around.
Oh, go on, mate. Go on, mate.
Oh, and he sent it in there. He's made the move stick. He just a little bit of contact there, kind of dirty, but nevertheless, he makes the move stick, and HVAC Toaster works his way up to P6. But this isn't over yet. Fatal now is going to have a run into 130R. Will he look for the move now? No, he's going to wait and have some DRS on the pit straight.
Yeah, this is where
chicane, a little bit of a lock up there from Toaster. To the pit straight now. Fatal DRS deployed. He should be able to make a routine move here, but looks like
I think he's going to hold off. I think he's going to hold off.
HVAC's turned up the car, and he played fantastic defense there. It goes a little bit wide, but he's going to hang on to the spot from Fatal 302.
Yeah, and I think that's job done now, because I noticed last night that I was gaining so much through the corners. There's sector 2, there's yellow flags. I think it's just a blue flag, actually. But yeah, you can see already he's gone, and he's only, how far is he behind Xander? 2.6, and he has no penalties. So watch out, because this is about to get tasty.
If HVAC can close down this gap here on Zandermar, this will be just an all-out race with no penalties. And Sequit has retired from the session. We have our first retiree of the day, and it's Sequit. It's a huge crash there.
And professional. Hang on a minute. What does this do for anyone?
And it's a virtual safety car.
Yeah. It doesn't really do anything.
Now, if I was part of the FIA, and I am not, I would have thrown out a full course safety car for that, because he was parked in a very dangerous location. I don't see how they're going to clean that up with just a VSC, but they managed to do it somehow, because that's how video games work. And we're back green flag racing here.
Yeah, and Toaster gained over a second on that restart.
So yeah, fantastic restart there from HVAC Toaster. He may be able to claw back here and take away P5 here from Zandermar, possibly P3. Since Talon and Kyochin has a lot of penalties. He's closing about a half a tenth a corner almost to 2/10 of that corner. That was incredible. We'll see what HVAC Toaster can do. That gap closing ever so slightly through every single corner. He just seems to have the outright pace over the Haas of Zandermar.
What he's doing cleverly is he's not using any ERS unnecessarily. He's using it all in Sector 3. So this will help him preserve it for sure.
Gap
And you
is,
can just see the grip. Look at the grip levels. It's just not even fair.
yeah, for sure. Gap now less than 1 second. So if he can maintain and stay in that range to the pit straight, he will have DRS. Heading to the pit straight now. HVAC Toaster's gonna might look for a move here. They're side by side for P3 though. This won't be actually for P3 since they both have 8 seconds worth of penalties. That could be our battle for P5. But HVAC Toaster, I missed that battle, but he's gonna have to stay back for one more lap or so before he makes a move for a net P3.
Zandamar has been on these tyres for 13 laps, where Toast has been on them softs for 5. In theory, it should be a done deal.
Yeah.
Look how close he is.
He is right on the diffuser of that Haas. He's not going away at all.
He's
heading into the hairpin now. He's been known to do this. Does he send one in here? He just, oh man, close. He took a little peek there at this front wing, but it wasn't enough. He might look for a move through Spoon here. He's got a good run, but no, he's going to.
He has to wait. He has to wait. If he gets it done on the DRS pit straight, he will keep the position and he will get away from him.
Yeah,
he has to wait behind here. He doesn't need to do this now.
I don't think that's what he's going to do. He might make the move now. He looks to the outside. HVAC Toaster around the outside. Xander Mar, does he hold a spot? And he's been ended that. Yeah. And he gets a 3-second time penalty.
And he spoke too much. He spoke too much, and he's absolutely ruined his race.
He has ruined his race. And Xander Mar should have gotten a penalty for that. I'm not sure if he has or not for cutting the corner that drastically.
I mean, I didn't see it, but if he's had to avoid it, then he's had to avoid it. But it's a shame for Toaster because he was on for a P3 there, but all he had to do there was wait behind him, get DRS, and it was done. And he's gone early. He's got excited. He spoke too late, and he's lost it. It's driver error. It's unfortunate because he was having a hell of a good race.
He had the outright pace to do it, but he just had a small brain lapse and went for the move too early. So now, just 3.5 laps left or so of this race. Seafreeze now, your race leader, 6.8 seconds over Dougie Falcons. One of the most dominant drives I've seen in TCR. Looking to the field, no fantastic battles. It looks like Joe Breezy might close up the eye roll here for P9. But that seems to be about the only close on-track action we have.
Fatal is on for a podium here, I think.
Fatal? That is...
He has no penalties, no warnings.
Does Xander... Do we know if Xander Mar has penalties or not?
Did he get a penalty for that?
I'm not sure. It didn't pop up, but...
No, he didn't. He's completely clean. So Zandemar's still on track, but Fatal also may jump up to P4.
Yeah, he just might. But yeah, it's been a fantastic race so far for the final step, on the podium. But for P1, it's been just a C-free show up front as Joe Breezy finds his way past Iroll, and if you're just now joining and saw qualifying, you may be wondering why Joe Breezy's all the way down to P9. On about lap 4 or so, he had an incident with C-freeze and spun his car around, and that ruined his entire race. It was a very unfortunate circumstance for Joe Breezy. He did everything he had to do, but it just unlucky there to get spun around in what seemed to be a racing incident.
Yeah, I think Breezy's done well to get any sort of points at all. Like at the minute he's in P9, so credit to him because it's very easy to get tilted and just rage quit, but he's stuck in there, and anything can happen on in racing, and obviously it hasn't happened on this race, but
Net battle
actually
for
no
P5
safety
now.
cars, no safety cars, very surprising.
Yeah, for sure. A net battle for P5 now. It's Kyochin and Talon Guy side by side heading towards turn 1. Who's got the DRS? It's Kyochin. Kyochin's going to break later, and he's going to be able to clear the Alfa Romeo. And if only he didn't have all those penalties, Kyochin would be on for a podium in his first ever Platinum Class race.
Yeah, Xandamar just strolling up to the back of these guys. Fatal is closing.
I don't know if Fatal is going to have enough time or not to really be an impact in this race. And we've got a Mercedes who spun it. It's Be Good. Is he in a safe location? Yes, he is. Just a local yellow flag. And plus, if there was a safety car, which I don't think there would be, with just 2 laps left.
Again, look, Toasters are only 9 times behind Fatal, so third and fourth may finish 5th and 6th for you.
Yes, this would be pretty incredible. I'm kind of confused on who is running where at the moment with all these penalties.
6 and 7.
Yeah, kind of confused of who is running in what position at the moment, as Professional picks up a 5-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. But yeah, HVAC Toaster now, P7, 8 hits back from Fatal. He's going to have DRS on the pit straight. But Kyochin and Talon Guy now heading towards the pit straight. These two have been going at it all race long.
Oh, Kyochin got DRS from the ghosted car.
Oh.
Did he? No, he didn't.
No, he did not. So Talon Guy's going to look to the outside. Does Talon Guy have what it takes to make the move? He really throws it in there. Is it enough? No, he goes just a little bit too wide. It looked good. It looked good in theory, but in the long run, it just was not the smart thing to do there.
This is insane. So this almost certainly guarantees Xandamar a podium. Talon, great effort there going into 2-1. Oh, and he's absolutely pushing it to a limit where he needs to be careful.
He does need to calm down. He's probably very angry with himself for going for a move like that and just throwing the car in there. He really needs to calm down and just and bring the car home on all 4 wheels. But back to the front of the field now. It's Seafreeze, who has driven the race of his life. He's had past about lap 4. He really has not had a challenge up front since the incident with Gigio Breezy. Heading through the penultimate corners now. Onto the pit straight. Seafreeze is going to win here from Suzuka. And Dougie Falcons.
Very dominant, very Schumacher-like performance. Get to the front, just outright dominate.
Dougie Falcons comes across P2. Kyochin's going to say P3, but that won't last long. Xandamar moves up to P3. Fatal moves up to P4. P5, HVAC Toaster. P6 is Kyochin. P7 is Talon Guy. P8 is going to belong to Doth. And then...
Oh my god! Look at these! Oh my goodness!
Lots of penalties are rolling in now. And Gigio Breezy... being clean is the key in this league, and Gigio Breezy has gone from basically last place all the way up to P7. Kyochin down to P8. Talon Guy down to P9. Cav Berge, he picks up a point today. Iro, P11. Professional down in P12. And Be Good rounds out the finishers for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Lots of good drives. Seafreeze for his dominant performance. Toaster with a great strategy that he pulled off just perfectly. Shame he had that moment of because he was on for a podium. And I've got to say, Breezy, for that never die quit, that never quit attitude, that absolutely first class mental strength. So well done to him. And everyone else, actually, it was a really clean race in general. So well done, everyone.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to conduct some post-race interviews, if you want, then we can invite...
I got to go, mate. I've got...
You do have to go?
Shoot.
Okay, so that's going to be Ricky Ardos signing off from us in the commentary booth. I'll try and host the post-race reviews. It might not
How do you
be.
know?
All
Yeah.
right. So thanks for joining me, uh, Icciardo. Have a good one.
Have a good one, man. Cheers. Bye bye.
All right. So a fantastic race here from Japan. A dominant drive from Seafreeze. Today I think we're gonna hold off for the post-race interviews. Just for today though, since it's just me, I don't really want to go through and have to invite everyone myself, since that's going to cause a big blue screen on the stream, and I don't think anyone wants to see that. Full results now. Seafreeze wins, 7 seconds clear. Dougie, P3, Zendermar, P4, Fatal, P5, HVAC Toaster, P6 is Doth, P7 is Gijo Breezy, P8, Kyochin, P9, Talon Guy, P10, Cavbergy, P11, iRoll, P12, Professional, P13, Be Good, P14, Nick Minty, and rounding out the field is Sequit in the Red Bull. So that was the TCR Season 9 Platinum Class Japanese Grand Prix here from Suzuka. If you enjoyed what you saw, then don't and come back next week at the same exact time for the Singapore Grand Prix. Should be an absolute barn burner as always. If you are interested in joining, then go down into the description to the website and fill out an application, and there will be some league officials to assist you with that. There is a link in the description for an affiliation with Fanatec. If you buy a Fanatec wheel from that link, then some of the profit goes to the TCR to help expand the league and help benefit the league. So please do check that one out. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment and give us some honest feedback on how you thought the race was and how this race and how the league could also improve. But yeah, a fantastic Japanese Grand Prix here today. I've been Sinister Al 43. Good night.